Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel, Mrs. Smith 88. So today I have a video for you guys that is a little bit different, a little bit out of the norm for me. This is not a haul video, but this is going to be a challenge video. So this year, for the year of 2022, I wanted to challenge myself to use up 5 bottles of perfume in my perfume collection. Now, this isn't going to be a video where I tell you guys, oh, I can't buy any more perfumes until I use these 5 up, because we know that's just not a feasible option for me. I enjoy purchasing new fragrances and integrating those into my collection. But I did want to do this video just to kind of use some stuff up, make some space in my collection, and I kind of wanted a reason to reward myself. So you guys know that I have been talking a lot about the Louis Vuitton Apogee scent. Like, I want that perfume so bad, but I cannot bring myself to spend $265 on one bottle of perfume. So I did tell myself, oh, Heather, you know you want this fragrance, so why don't you give yourself a reason to save up and work towards getting that fragrance? So I think it would be beneficial for me to use up a couple of bottles of perfume. That way I feel like I'm using what I have and have a reason to purchase more. And it also gives me the incentive to save and just kind of dwindle down my collection a little bit. Like, this is not even going to essentially make a dent in my collection, but it gives me a goal to work towards. So let's jump in, get started. I do have 6 fragrances out. My goal is to use 5 of these 6 up. Not all of them are based on volume. Some are based on volume, others are not. But let's jump in and get started. So the first fragrance I have here, I have not worn this in a while. This is Ed Hardy Love Kills Slowly. I do believe that this fragrance was discontinued. I do have a backup of this in a gift set that's stored in my closet. So I think it would be beneficial for me to use this up, not only because I have a backup, but because the volume is very low on this fragrance. This should be a really easy to finish fragrance for me. It's been a while since I've worn this. I probably haven't worn it in 2 or so years. It just tends to be one of those immature fragrances, but I do love it. Very heavy on the fruitiness. It does have a fresh bite to it with a little bit of floral, but it is one of those typical fruity floral scents that you get with Ed Hardy fragrances. You get it with Escada fragrances. You get it with Juicy Couture fragrances. So let me go ahead and pop the lid off, show you guys how much I have left. And matter of fact, I really don't even need to pop the lid off. You guys can see right there. So I have approximately, I would say, about 15% of this bottle left, maybe even 10%. I think that this will be an easy finish for me for this year. Another perfume that I want to use up, and as you guys could see, it is about 50% full, is Burberry Brit Sheer. I love Burberry Brit Sheer. It is one of my favorite fragrances in the Burberry line. I would even venture to say that it probably hits in my top 10 of fragrances. This is just a non-offensive, fresh floral fragrance. Very feminine, very pretty fragrance. I do have a backup of this as well. That's why I want to go ahead and work through this bottle this year. That way I can go ahead and open my new bottle. Next we have here, and I hate this bottle, it is gaudy, it is awful, but it is totally Paris Hilton. So this is Paris Hilton Platinum Rush. I believe I have 3 bottles of this. I ended up giving 1 to my daughter. I have 1 that I've been actively using, and I have 1 in backups. And this perfume, it's hard to tell the level, but I would definitely say that it is about 50 to 60% full. This fragrance in particular reminds me 100% of Victoria's Secret Bombshell. They are in the same wheelhouse as each other. They could practically be dupes for one another. The fourth one that I want to use up, once again, I do have backups of this. This is True Religion Hippie Chick. It is the original version before it got reformulated and re-released. I wouldn't even say that I have 10% in that bottle. Literally a couple more uses and this one is going to be gone. I do have 2 backups of the original version, maybe 3 backups of it. So I'm a-okay with finishing this fragrance up, and I think it'll be an easy fragrance to finish for this year. The next one, I was unsure if I wanted to add this one as it has a lot in it. Yes, I have a dent in the bottle, but it is more than half full, and it's just not a fragrance that I love, so it's going to be hard for me to finish, but I want to push myself to finish it. This is Love Diane by Diane Fossenberg, and I could be mispronouncing that, but this definitely gives me traditional Juicy Couture vibes. Smells a lot like Viva La Juicy from Juicy Couture. Same scent profile. I like it, but I don't love it. I think that there's a time and place. When I was younger, I loved this more than I do now. Now that I'm older, I have an appreciation for more finer fragrances that are like floral and fresh and not so fruity, whereas several years ago, I loved to smell like a fruit basket. So, gonna push myself to use this one up. There's a nice dent in it, but it is more than 50% full. So that is gonna be a harder one to finish up. This is a wild card, and this is Paris Hilton. I didn't really want to add another fragrance from the same design house, but this is the original Paris Hilton. I love this scent. This is an absolutely beautiful scent. I will always, always have this in my collection. As you guys could see, it's about 70% full, but this one is starting to turn. This is one of those fragrances that unfortunately I've never had good luck with keeping it in my collection because it does turn, it does sour, it does spoil. I've had problems with it before and I always repurchase it, but I never really use it up in a timely fashion. So I want to push to use that before it gets a little too rank, but if not, I won't be disappointed. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video challenge of fragrances that I want to use up in the year of 2022. I will be adding these fragrances as I use them up in my empties videos of like winter body care that I use up, etc. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to comment, rate, and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and bye everyone.